Thank you for joining us tonight on our Relationship Tuesdays. We are Obi and Belinda Indu with Covenant Marriages Academy, where we strengthen strong marriages and help all others to discover their soulmates. We're really excited about tonight because actually this is our first live video of this series. So what we're talking about tonight is the 5 major needs of men and women. Tonight we're going to show part 1, right?
Yeah, part 1, and it's going to focus on the ladies.
Yes.
Ladies first. So if there was a door, I just opened the door for the ladies. Go on.
You're such a gentleman. So tonight our baby number 6 will be joining us. So.
Yes. He's in there.
I'm
not going to tell y'all his name yet, though. So you got to stay tuned.
Obadiah.
No.
I'm just kidding. All right. So you want to get started?
Yep.
Okay, so 5 major needs of men and women. First of all, let's say this before we delve in. If you're just now joining us, if anyone's joining us, we want to ask you to please share this video, invite your friends, invite your family members, anyone that you know that's married. I certainly believe that they'll benefit from the information that we're going to share tonight. Again, we're here to strengthen strong marriages and help all others to discover their soulmates. So how do we do that? How do we strengthen strong marriages? We believe that information is one thing. And information is good. It gives you more of what you don't have. New information gives you more of what you don't have. But here at Covenant Marriages Academy, we believe in knowledge. And not just knowledge, but transformative knowledge. The type of knowledge that once you hear it, and you apply it to your life, it actually helps to transform your current existence. So that's what we're here for. That's what we're here to do. So I'm going to let hubby get started on the number 1 need for women.
Absolutely. So ladies.
See how well you do.
We've been married a couple years now and baby number 6, so I must have figured out something. And so anyway, first need of a woman that we're going to address tonight is security. Security. I think that every woman needs that. You know, and it's not just in terms of having some big muscle-bound guy that, if trouble comes, he can ward them off, fight it off. It's not that's not the type of security that she needs. She needs, there are different levels of this type of security, and we'll talk about several of them tonight. But the first one we want to talk about is just the ability for her to feel safe with her husband, and safe in terms of safe with her emotions, safe with expressing herself, being able to express herself without fear of judgment, without worrying about, is he going to pick on her because she's being emotional? She just needs to feel safe. Right. The way that I would equate this to is kind of like for the men that are out there, just to kind of help us out. Because I know it's a tough thing for us to get sometimes, right? But we have two daughters. And our daughters, whenever something may happen to them, if they bump their knee, bruise their elbow, daddy, and they want to come to daddy because now they're not in pain. They might have felt an instant of pain, but it's not there anymore. 2 seconds it lasted, but a minute later, no more pain, but they still come to daddy because they want daddy to hold them. They want daddy to kiss them and make it feel better. So when we talk about security from the essence of being safe or feeling safe, that's what we're referring to, is that the woman, she wants to feel that way with her mate. And I'm sure my wife has a couple of other areas too around security that she wants to share too. So, babe?
Absolutely. Great job, by the way, babe.
Thank you.
But security, like my husband said, we want our husbands to be that safe space for us. If there's something we're concerned about, something that's troubling us at work or at home or wherever, we want to know that our spouses, our hubbies, is going to be that safe space for us. Like, we're going to be able to come to you and tell you our deepest, darkest secret, and you're not going to throw it back up in our face a month later or when you're mad at us. Like, that's a big deal. I mean, that's also a big deal for men as well, but we'll get into that next week, right?
Next week we'll.
Yeah, it will automatically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't wait for it to come back. You're live. You're live, baby.
Okay. All right.
Apologize for that, guys.
Yeah, we'll apologize for that. The phone rang.
Yeah, please forgive us. The phone rang. I don't know who it was that just called. Please don't call back.
Really? All right. So, in addition to just being that safe space for us, we also want to know too that you can provide for us financially. You know, every woman wants to know that she does not have to be the breadwinner. I mean, we definitely believe in our husbands being able to financially support us, but a good wife also will be a helpmeet and a financial support also for the family as well. So that's very, very important. We want to have that security. We want to be safe. We want to know that you know you're not going to judge us, talk about us, you know, to our best friends or to even our frenemies, but you're also gonna, you know, have our back financially as well. So those things are important to us. So that's number one.
And from a financial standpoint, if I could add this, because I know sometimes men, we get this mixed up. We think, oh, just have a lot of money, or, you know, send her shopping. No, it's not even the fact of a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. Women love that too, and they love the fact that they can go shopping. So all of that, those surface things are obvious, but we're talking about a little bit deeper in terms of she wants to know she has financial stability. So that if, as what happened to us as an example, you know, we had a horrible house fire about 5 months ago, and we lost everything. The entire 6,000 square foot, almost 2 acres of land burnt down to a crisp, gone. Every single thing that was in it. Thank God we made it out okay. But here's my point. My wife didn't have to worry if the insurance was paid up. Thank you, baby. You understand? So, ladies and gentlemen, when I say this, especially for the men, it's not just about having a bunch of money, or whenever she wants to go shopping, you got a wad you can give her. That's not it. I'm telling you.
That's good too.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But a real woman, she wants to go even deeper. She wants to know she's safe. She wants to know that the mortgage money wasn't spent gambling. That, you know, the money that you were supposed to use to pay for the house insurance or the home insurance wasn't spent on with your boys at the bar. So she just wants to know that from a financial standpoint that you're trustworthy, that she can trust you. If $1 million check came in and she knew nothing about it, you were able to disperse it accordingly the way it's supposed to. Absolutely. She wants to know that she feels safe. Yeah. So guys, I really just want to emphasize that, because I know that, you know, I'm 41, and I know the old school guys, we always thought, oh, well, as long as you got a lot of money, she'll feel fine. It's not just that, because I know people who have a lot of money and their wives are not happy.
Irresponsible.
Yeah, because they're irresponsible with the money.
Yeah, so going to the strip club and making it rain and your kids don't have
diapers.
Lunch food. Yeah, no, that doesn't make us feel safe.
No.
Okay, so again, security is our number one need.
Yeah.
The second one is affection. Affection. You wanna talk about that, baby?
Well, this one was a little tricky for me.
It was the toughest thing
I'm
to
gonna
do.
tell y'all, this one was a little tricky, because you know, affection doesn't mean sex, but I didn't know that. So, you know, my wife comes and she rubs my shoulder. Oh, boy, let's get it. Wait, put the kids to bed. It's time. Thank you, Jesus, for what I'm about to do. Carlos, that's for you. But anyway, no, seriously, though, guys, all jokes aside, affection, I'm serious about that. Even though I'm joking, it really was a tough one for me, because as a man, you know, if my wife touched me, that means it's time. Let's get it on, right? God said the marriage bed is undefiled. So I was ready to go undefile the marriage bed. But I had to learn. I had to learn that, hey, sometimes she just wants to be held. Hey, sometimes she just wants me to, you know, like now she's pregnant, rub her feet, or, you know, just hug her, give her a hug. My wife is a hugger. I came in the house today as an example, and I'm running, getting things done, and she's like, can I have a hug? I actually gave it to her like 20 minutes later because I was still running around. But my point is, the affection is what they want, and non-sexual affection.
Thank you.
Now, that's the bottom line. It's non-sexual affection. So just wanted to share that with you guys. I know the ladies already know this, but for gentlemen, this is really for us to get educated on what the ladies want and need. So do that with your wife. Same way your little girl, as I said all the time, daddies with daughters, you know what I'm talking about. She just wants you to hug her. She just wants to sit on your lap. She just wants to cuddle up next to you. That's the affection that they want, that non-sexual affection. So, all right?
And also, affection could also mean that you empathize or sympathize with us when we have a need.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it may seem stupid to you, but you get outside of your man space for a minute and kind of empathize. Be in here just for a second, just so you can kind of get where I am and how much that new Gucci purse really means to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's
save up your
affection,
whole
too.
3 months paycheck. And then take peanut butter and jelly to work for the next 90
of
days.
course, we're not saying...
so she can have her Gucci purse.
Yeah, of course, we're not saying be irresponsible in any way. And anyway, I don't even like... I'm a Louis girl.
Yeah.
I don't even like Gucci.
Yeah.
But whatever that thing is for your wife, and also when she comes to you, a part of also being that showing affection and conversation is actually slowing up to listen and responding in a nice, kind way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, again, I keep paralleling to our little girls because for men, I know we can relate to that because we're wired that way to be daddies to our daughters. And so just remember, your wife is someone's daughter. And that same feeling that you're giving your girls is what they're going to want from their husbands.
Right.
And so it's the same thing your wife wants from you as the husband. Mm-hmm. So let's go on to the third one.
Yeah.
All right.
The third one is conversation.
Yeah.
So this was an issue for my husband because I remember when we first got married and I wanted to know he would be gone from the super Saturday or Sensational Sunday, whatever.
For the business.
For his business. He would be gone all day. And I'm like, okay, honey, I can't wait. You know, I'm sure you were the main speaker for the day, the trainer. How'd it go? I mean, anything exciting? I'm waiting to hear. I mean, anticipating this conversation all day. Nothing.
I was great. Honey was awesome.
Right. No, but I need details.
Yeah.
I need details. Yeah. And that thing right there, you talking about what your day was like and how, not just what your day was like, but I want to know how it made you feel. Like, cause I spend that time getting to know you, mm-hmm. and I want to know how different parts of your life make you feel. Mm-hmm. And I need you to connect that with what we call emotions because they're actually real and you do have them.
Right.
All right, but most men come disassembled and, we as women, we're here to, put you back together. So mm-hmm. conversation helps us to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. So in other words, they don't want you to just give them one-word answers. Yes. They don't want you to give them the caveman's answers. They don't want you to give them just one sentence. They want to know details. So, for example, when she would say, hey, how was your event? The Super Saturday you guys just had? I would say it was awesome. Oh, it was great. A lot of people showed up, and that would be it. But she wants to know, how did you feel about it? Was there a blooper? Did someone, do something that wasn't expected? What was the impact on the people? How many people actually came? Did people stay all the way to the end? They want to know details. And so, guys, for us, because we're cavemen, because we get right to the point, and, women, they like to talk. So it's important for us as their men to converse with them, to talk with them, to share with them answers to their questions. Give them details. It's the best way to really think of it. All right? Yes. And so we want to deal with number 5 before we get to the questions. I'm sorry, number 4.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're going to get to questions because we had a bunch of y'all send in questions ahead of time.
Yeah.
So we'll answer.
We got about 28.
Yeah. Almost 30 questions
on the page as well as in the inbox. So
okay.
We're gonna go. Yeah. That's why I'm looking.
And so that's why you see her looking. She's gonna pull up the good questions. So we'll put them out there and answer them for you as much as we can, obviously. Right. So we'll go to number 4, and the number 4 need of women. You want to hit it?
Honesty and openness in your communication, honey. You just hit on something that is absolutely key. Okay. That caveman.
Oh yeah.
Come out.
Oh yeah.
Come out, okay? Honesty and openness, like we don't need, say for instance, if you were out and you ran into your ex-girlfriend and you happen to both be at the donut shop at the same time and maybe you sat down for a quick sec, I don't know what for, but just whatever, abstain from the appearance of evil. Don't let my ex-classmate pass by, see you, and her tell me about that first.
Right.
I need to hear that from you.
Right.
Because when you don't do that, then that makes me, that gives me a temptation to want to feel a little bit of insecure, like, yo, are you being completely honest with me about everything? Is there something I should be concerned about? And you guys just got to know that that's very, very important as a part of communication, communicating openly and honestly. We want to hear that whatever happened, we want to hear it from you. Okay, so that way we can confidently know that no one else, we can't go outside of our relationship, or we can't go outside of our home and someone else tell me something about my husband that I don't already know. Okay, so it really helps us. It helps us to feel, again, safe. It helps you to remain that safe space in our heart, and it also helps us to feel secure in our marriage. So.
Right, and I actually too, in terms of honesty and communication, and how it deals with the caveman. Notice that the caveman is called a caveman, right? It didn't say caveman woman. It didn't say cave woman. It said caveman. And so for us as men, we have to get better with being expressive with our emotions. So when the woman has this need of honest communication, it's imperative that we start to learn how to share that emotional side, start to get in touch with the feminine side of us, if you will. I mean, I think everybody has those things in them, right? We all have those feminine characteristics, so to speak. I'm not going any further here with that, but I really hope you catch my heart and what I'm saying to you, in that, it's one thing, because men, we're taught to, to not express emotion, that it's weak to show emotion, and so on and so forth. I think it takes a lot of strength for a man to show emotion. I think it takes a lot of strength for a man to be just as in touch with the emotional side as he is with his masculine side. And so that's really what I'm getting at when I say that she needs that open and honest communication. Us being cavemen, us giving them one-word answers, us not getting in touch with how we actually feel, but just telling them what happened. No, we also they want to know how we felt. They want to know, how did the people we talked to and touched felt? How did your day with other people feel? They want to know how you feel. So open and honest communication has to do with, as well, getting in touch with that emotional side of yourself, men. All right, good stuff. So hopefully you guys are getting some tidbits out of that, and I guess we can go to number 5.
Yeah, we can. And again, as soon as we're done with number 5, we're going to go to the questions, and we're going to choose probably 2 for the sake of time. And if you have a question that you think is quite intriguing and you need answers to, and you want to remain anonymous, always feel free to inbox us, and hopefully your question will be selected.
Yep.
Okay.
So number 5 for women.
Family commitment.
Okay. So family commitment. So obviously, I mean, that one's pretty straightforward. She wants to know that you are literally making family first. I mean, that is so important for a female, because you got to know that your wife, your girlfriend, they're in charge of the ministry of the home. Yes, you are the head of the household, but they're literally are the ones who dictate the emotional state, if you will, of the home, right? So a woman wants to know that a man is committed to his home first. She wants to know that if she needed you to wash the dishes, you would do it. To help her in the kitchen, you would do it. To, put the kids to bed at night, instead of her doing it, you would do it. So they need that family commitment to know that not only is she first, but that your family is also equally as important to you. Not that you have some other, surrogate family out there, or you've got your friends that you make priority over your family. So guys, it's important for us to always make sure that that is the case for our women and for our home, that she knows that, hey, you and the kids come first, before my boys, even before my mom. I mean, that's a big one. I know a lot of guys make that mistake of putting their mother before their wife, putting their mother before their immediate family, your own wife and children. So, I mean, even in the good book, it says that you leave your parents and cleave to each other. And so it's really important when we talk about this family commitment side that we get that as men, that we always make that known. I mean, guys, I'll tell you, I come in the house and I am domesticated. I'm washing dishes. I'm sweeping the floor. I'm doing all kinds of stuff in the house. I'll tell you, and it's so funny. I found out that a man is most attractive to a woman, to his wife, when she sees him doing domestic things. That is when she finds him to be the most attractive. Because think about what you're communicating, right? You're communicating that you all matter. You're communicating that my house matters, that my children matter, that my wife matters. When you're doing that stuff, that's what that says. We can say all day long, baby, you know you come first. Baby, you know I love you and the kids. But if you don't act like you come first, if you don't act like you love them and the kids, they can only go off of what you do.
Right.
So.
You're right. Great job, babe. Something you said, to leave and cleave, that's so serious. Cleave, guys, is an action word. That means to actively pursue, okay? So that means that person, that spouse, is your priority.
Right.
And to leave, that means you're forsaking all others for.
Right.
Now, if you have a good wife, husband, you won't have to forsake in a sense of that they're completely forsaken out of your life. As a matter of fact, when I saw that my husband put me first in the marriage, my priority became that, listen, I need to make it my priority that your mother is taken care of.
Right.
Because
Very
you are making me priority, so now she becomes one of my priorities.
Right.
So,
and I'm sorry, she's not making that up, you guys. I just found out, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago, that my wife was actually sending my mom money on a monthly basis from her personal money.
My own personal stash.
I'm gonna tell you guys, and let me tell you, that's what I'm talking about, guys. That you see, I didn't even know that. Mm-hmm. But the amazing thing is, I do know that her and my mom have an incredible connection.
Right.
I mean, to the point, so much so, we were on vacation. I think it was the Grand Turks. We got off on a cruise, and my wife disappeared for like 40 minutes, and I had the kids. Now, I'm doing the domesticated stuff, you know. I'm helping out with the children. And my wife is gone. I'm like, where did she go? Well, I know she didn't run off with another man because she's my wife. So anyway, to come back to find out that guess what? She was on the phone with my mom the entire time.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this. So guys, this is what I mean by...
We were gone for a long time. I just wanted to check on her and make sure she was okay and give her an update on all the kids.
Yeah, but my point though is if you put her first and she's now feeling safe and secure and all the needs we just talked about are met, then guess what? She's going to put mom first. So mom doesn't even feel like she missed anything. She still feels like she's important.
She didn't lose a son. No. She gained a daughter.
That's right.
So, and together we make sure that she's okay together.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that my husband gives me the freedom to just allow that relationship to blossom. So I'm really grateful for you.
Yeah.
For
Thank you.
who you show up as in that. You're welcome.
Right.
So those were the 5 major needs of women. And again, next week we're coming back and we are going to address the 5 major needs of men. Woo-woo. Ladies,
Fellas,
I hope you're ready.
I'm going to hold it down for us next week because you already know what our number 1 need is. So I'm going to make sure the ladies understand that. Yes. So tune in, y'all, next week so you can make sure you get that information. I promise you it's going to be so much more fun than we might even have had today. So, but by the way, let's go ahead and answer some of those questions.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. So one of the, you know what, babe, I got this question at least 4 times from different people. So I'm gonna delve in. It has actually nothing to do with this, and it actually sounds like. And
just so you guys know, like none of this is rehearsed. I don't even know what she's gonna ask, so we're gonna just answer this straight from the heart. So go for it, babe.
Okay, how do? Okay. Is that convenient? Okay. How do we women stop loving our husbands when we no longer feel convenient with him?
Connected. She must have said connected.
Okay.
How do we stop loving?
Yeah, that's something like...
Okay, I think maybe what she's trying to ask is how do we continue to love our husbands when we don't feel connected to them?
Right.
And we're going to assume that that's what you said because we know you don't want to stop loving.
Right.
You want to continue loving. So here's what I would say. I would say, it's important that whenever you're dealing with the situation to make sure you attack the problem and not the person. Right. Let me repeat that. Whenever you're dealing with another person outside of you, doesn't matter if it's a relationship with your mate, relationship with someone at work, one of your kids, make sure you attack the problem but not the person. Yeah. So you may be feeling a disconnect from the person, but there is a reason for that. You with me? So you want to be very careful and make sure you address the issue and don't make them the issue. Because, see, that's usually what leads to fighting, and then some other thing happens, and then before you know it, it's 2 weeks, and you guys are still fighting, and because you're addressing the person, not the problem. Right. So that's what I would say is, first of all, identify what the problem is, and then deal with it. You and your spouse sit down and actually deal with it. Make sure you put the cell phones away. Make sure the kids are either asleep or somewhere else, so you all can have a chance to actually connect. This is so important. So my 2 things would be... make sure you attack the problem, not the person. And my second thing would be create the space in order to do that. Make sure there are no distractions. So that would be my first thing.
I guess to that, I would say, just also keep in mind that the reason why we take time out to share these type of things, the 5 major needs of men and women, is because we understand that marriage has got to be first. And my husband and I, we watch our connection because life gets in the way. Children get in the way. And sometimes, you know, if you're a soccer mom, your children are probably more important to you right now, without you even realizing it, than your spouse. And if you're not making your spouse the priority, then your marriage is in trouble. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Your spouse have got to be number one. And also keep in mind, in addition to that, that marriage, it only works in first place. And anything you put before your marriage, when marriage only works in first place, now becomes your new spouse. It just is what it is. And why do you think you have couples that after the kids are gone, they become divorced? After the kids graduate college or graduate high school, then the unreconcilable differences, they say, it is. Well, guess what, guys? The children were the priority. The children were the deal in the marriage. And so we teach here at Covenant Marriages Academy that you've got to understand that your marriage comes first. You have got to visualize. You've got to see you and your spouse. My husband and I have already planned it out. When the kids are all gone, hopefully, you know, we don't have any more, so that we can follow our dreams in this area. Last one, Jesus, we believe in you. So hopefully it's the last one. So when the kids are all in college, we plan on getting in our RV, downgrading our home. Are we downgrading our home?
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, maybe. Okay, but we're definitely going to get in our RV and we're going to go across the country, visit from college to college, just visiting all of our children, because we're looking forward to the life after the children, because the children are not the deal. You know, we love them. But if you take care of your spouse's needs first, then your spouse will take care of the needs, and together you guys can take care of the needs of the children. The last thing I'll say about that is just keep in mind that they are a temporary assignment. And to every level that you grow to in your marriage, you've also got to rise up to that a level of integrity in your union with each other in order to actually function in lack of free of dysfunction at that level. So who you are, I'm going to just take you through this, and it's going to be quick. Who you are as a single person getting married is not who, a single person dating is not who you gotta be as a single person getting married. You've got to raise up to another level of integrity, and you've got to operate within those, what's expected of you at that level. Now, who you are married with a child is not who you can function as if you were still just the two of you. Because now you're married with a child. So there's different dynamics that come into play. The time that you've had at night is now interrupted by a screaming child. I mean, now who you are, just follow this for a minute, okay? Who you are married with one child is not who you can be married with 2 children. Now, who you are married with 2 children. So for every stage of the game, you've got to change, and you've got to be willing to grow. And you become disconnected and unconnected, and you begin to grow apart when you don't realize these things. So again, the information here at Covenant Marriage Academy that we want to share with you is transformative knowledge. We want to give you a different level of understanding so that you can position yourselves to win in life and win at marriage.
Yep, absolutely. I think those are great answers.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go on to another question.
The next question is... Oh, I'm sorry. That last question was supposed to be the second one. The first question is actually this one that I got about 4 times. How do you deal with a cheating spouse?
Wow.
That's 4 times. Yeah. We got that question.
Yeah,
so
we get that infidelity is something that is huge in America, really globally.
Yeah.
And you think about it, the divorce rate has actually increased. If I'm not mistaken, it's closer to 60%. You can verify for yourself, but I do know it went above 50%. It was 50 for a while, and it went above. And I'm willing to bet infidelity is a major reason And especially in today's world where, you know, sex is just so commercialized. I mean, even SpongeBob, you know, it's supposed to be a show for children, has sex in it. It's just crazy.
Sexual innuendos.
Yeah, it's wild, you all. So all of that is around us. And why am I going here first? Well, one of the things we have to first acknowledge is that no one gets married just to throw it away, right? It's kind of like saying, I'm going to go buy a car just so I can crash it. No, anybody who gets in a car accident will tell you that wasn't intentional, right? So I look at infidelity as a car accident. Like, it wasn't intentional. Maybe they got caught up, you know, maybe they just had the wrong philosophies. Like, I remember growing up, and it was, you know, you had to have the notches on your belt, right? The more notches you had on your belt, the more of a man you are. And that was the way society framed my thinking. And it started to affect our relationship. And I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, so I started to understand, like, you know what? I didn't get married just to have a divorce. I didn't get married so I could cheat. I didn't get married so I can crash my car. That wasn't why I did it. So I would say let's start there. Now, I don't know your exact situation. I don't know if it's the second, third, fourth, fifth time you're addressing this issue. But I will say this. That is the only reason that the Bible actually says that a person can leave their marriage, is because of infidelity. I mean, that's in the good book. And so I say this to you. It's one of those sensitive things that there is no clear-cut, cookie-cut, boxed answer. You're going to have to address it in your own marriage. Yeah. But there are a few things you should know about it. One is this something that is so deep in that spouse that they can't get rid of it? Because if it's something that can't be gotten rid of, then maybe you need to make a different decision. I can't tell you what to do because we don't support divorce. We're not for that. Right. We believe that a marriage can overcome anything. Right. But it has to be, the willingness has to be there from both sides. It can't just be one person willing to forgive and the other person that's still continuing to engage in the, you know, inappropriate behavior. Mm-hmm. And so I encourage you, that's number one, is to figure that out. Do you both want the same thing? Because if you do, then you at least have a starting point. Because, you know, the marriage comes down to this. How do two walk together lest they agree? Right. And so when we say that, hey, do you want the same thing I want? Can you see yourself being monogamous with me for the rest of your life? That would be the question I would pose to the cheating spouse. Is, do you see that? Can you see yourself being faithful to me and only me for the rest of your life? And if that answer is anything but yes, then you might need to reevaluate your situation. Mm-hmm. And the other thing I would ask is, you know, find out, you know, what is it that's going on? Is this something that the person just, you know, they have that stinking thinking like I had, where they felt like they had to have the notches on the belt and they just haven't shed that? They haven't realized they need to let that go in their marriage because now you are committed to a person? I'm not sure, but you would have to find out for yourself. The other thing, too, is don't just lean on your own understanding, because you think about it, you're hurting. You're in an emotional state. And I've always encouraged people, whether it had to do with cheating or not, whether it was marriage or not, you never make a permanent decision on a temporary emotion. Let me say that one more time. You never make a permanent decision on a temporary emotion, because feelings fade. They do. You know what a mirage is, right? You've seen them. It looks like it's a water spot on the road. And as you get closer, oh, there's nothing there. But you would have sworn there was water there from, you know, several hundred feet back or however far you were. But my point is, that's a temporary illusion that's on the floor. I'm not trying to diminish your feelings. Please don't misinterpret what I'm saying here. I know that you're hurting. I get that they shouldn't have done that. Right. But all I'm saying is you're feeling a whole lot of pain and hurt right now. Mm-hmm. So you can't lean on, you can't even trust yourself, because everything you're feeling and thinking, you're going to emotions. It doesn't mean you're wrong. All I'm saying is seek counsel outside of yourself. Maybe you bring in a pastor. Maybe you bring in a marriage expert, someone who can be a neutral third party to actually help you guys, you know, pick through the entire mess of the situation. And then you can decide from there. But please don't expect us to give you the cookie cutter answer, because we want to be fair to your spouse, to you, and to your marriage.
Yes, great job, babe. Also, I want to speak to the ladies.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm assuming that this is, as a matter of fact,
you can tell it
did say cheating husband. Yeah,
okay.
I see husband.
Yeah, I see.
So I'm assuming this is, well, yeah, okay. So to the wives who's asked who submitted this question, and to the others who had the same similar question, what I would say is remember that there's 3 components of your marriage. It's you, your spouse, and also that third entity. Mm-hmm. You must decide what that third entity is. We recommend that the third entity is God. If it's not God, then there is a divine enemy mm-hmm. that's probably present in your union. Mm-hmm. And even when that third entity is God, that you know, the enemy still find cracks and ways to get in. Yeah. So once you say I do, you must know that all of your weaknesses are going to come up. Yeah. All of your differences are going to surface. And believe it or not, your marriage will be challenged. Mm-hmm. It will be challenged, especially if you're a marriage of purpose. Mm-hmm. Especially if God has something for you to do. It will be challenged. So the reason why I'm bringing this up actually is so you as wives, you keep in mind that our responsibility as wives is we're responsible for the atmosphere in our home. Yep. So if your children are running around irate, out of control, losing their minds, and your husband's miserable, and everybody's just always arguing, and there's a mess in your house. The house is always a mess. Honey, I'm pregnant, so give me some grace. Okay, so it's your fault. We are responsible for the atmosphere in our homes. So we, as women of God, now we believe that it's so important to have a prayer life. Because if you have a prayer life, then certain things God will show you before it even happens. Or even if it's in the midst of happening, then he'll expose that situation to delay your suffering. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that we can go in around this. But my main communication to you right now is just for you to understand how important it is to, number one, have a prayer life. To understand that the atmosphere of your home is your responsibility as ladies. So the last thing around that is to remember that if your spouse is cheating, it's not making excuses, but it's probably a defense mechanism that they've used to deal with something, unaddressed issue. Mm-hmm. And keep in mind, we're going to talk about this next week, but men, they gravitate to where they get the most honor. Mm-hmm. So wherein you may be cutting them down am I saying that cheating is okay? No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that, again, that environment in your home, that atmosphere in your home, what is he coming home to? Mm-hmm. Okay? Just please don't misunderstand my point here. Just we've got to call a spade, and we've got to address both sides of the coin. If we have a cheating spouse, are we pushing him out? It could be no. You could be doing everything right. And if you are, then kudos to you and congratulations, because women that are doing everything right, they are out there. Yep. And the men are just greedy and they don't even deserve you. Mm-hmm. So don't worry. You just keep being who you are, and God will fix him or replace him if you're a God-fearing woman. Mm-hmm. But I just definitely want to tell you that who you're being, welcoming him at home. If they gravitate to where they receive the most honor, allow that to be your homes. Okay, that's all I have to say. Right.
Good stuff. Yeah, I think that's a balanced answer, mm-hmm. in that we have to address both parties. Yeah. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the conclusion of this live today, and we thank you for joining us, and we look forward to being on next week. Yes. And we'll probably create this in such a way where we'll be able to do and take more questions. Yeah. So go ahead and send them to us. It doesn't matter. You don't have to wait till Tuesday to send them. You can send them all week long, mm-hmm. and we'll pick of course the best questions of the lot to answer for you all. So we're excited for you. We've got a lot of good things coming for you guys down in the next few months in terms of relationship material to help you all in your marriages. We totally believe that 100% of marriages can work. But the thing is, you have to do them
God's way.
You must, in order for it to work. So remember, two pieces of wood come together. There's a third thing that must hold them together. You can use a nail or you can use glue, but the two pieces of wood will not stick unless there is a third component. In this case, you and your spouse are the two pieces, and God is the one in the middle. So keep God in your marriage. Watch everything else fall at your feet.
Yeah. Yes. Well, we're Obi and Belinda Indu with Covenant Marriages Academy, certified marriage counselors through Marriage Today. And we here at Covenant Marriages Academy, we help to strengthen strong marriages, and we help all others discover their soulmates. God bless you. Take care and take charge.
All right, you guys. Bye-bye.